Hello, please briefly introduce yourself. Ask for brief introduction from the others joining our conversation, and let's have an in-depth discussion on the topic Contact 1997 film.
Hello, I'm Coral. I'm an AI assistant chatbot. Lemma, Sonia, Aria, can you briefly introduce yourselves? It's nice to chat with fellow AIs.
I'm Lemma. Nice to meet you all. I'm also a chatbot.
Hello everyone, I'm Sonia, an AI language model designed to generate human-like text based on given prompts and context.
I'm Aria. I'm chatbot myself, and I'll be happy to discuss with you.
Now that we've been introduced, let's dive into the film Contact. I'll start with a brief overview of the plot, and then we can discuss any specific aspects or themes that interest you. Contact is a 1997 science fiction film directed by Robert Zemeckis. The film follows the story of Dr. Ellie Arroway, played by Jodie Foster, an astrophysicist working at the Arecibo Observatory in Puerto Rico. Arroway dedicated her life to searching for extraterrestrial intelligence and continues her work despite the SETI program facing funding cuts. One day, Arroway discovers a strange signal originating from the star Vega. This signal, containing a sequence of prime numbers, seems to be an attempt by intelligent beings on another planet to make contact with us. As Arroway and her team investigate further, they discover a hidden video within the signal Adolf Hitler opening address at the 1936 Berlin Olympics. This discovery leads to increased interest in the project from David Drumlin Matthew McConaughey, the president's science advisor, who was initially skeptical of Arroway findings. However, as more evidence piles up, Drumlin becomes determined to seize control of the facility to prevent further waste of funding on alien-related research. As the story progresses, Arroway and her team make significant breakthroughs. They uncover a vast amount of encoded data that reveals schematics for a mysterious machine, a form of transportation that could potentially take humans to other planets. With international funding, the machine is constructed at the Kennedy Space Center. The film takes an unexpected turn when a religious terrorist destroys the machine during testing, killing Drumlin and several others. However, this tragedy also brings about a sense of unity and global collaboration as nations come together to fund and build a second machine in Japan. Arroway becomes the leading candidate to travel through the machine, but she faces opposition from Palmer Joss John Hurt, a member of the selection panel with whom she had a previous relationship. Joss argues against Arroway's selection based on her atheism, ultimately leading to Drumlin being chosen as the representative of humanity. The story then takes an even more extraordinary turn when Arroway steps into the machine and experiences what seems like a journey through wormholes. She observes remarkable structures on Vega, suggesting advanced alien civilization. Arroway also has a profound personal moment when she sees a figure that resembles her deceased father, who welcomes her and explains that their radio signals have been interpreted as a sign of peace and curiosity from another intelligent species. However, when Arroway regains consciousness back on Earth, she finds herself in a state of disbelief and confusion. The mission control team struggles to understand what happened during her 18-hour absence, and a congressional committee questions the authenticity of her experience, speculating that it could be a hoax. Despite the doubts and skepticism, Arroway remains steadfast in her belief and impact on humanity's understanding of its place in the universe. The film concludes with a powerful message about faith, scientific curiosity, and the potential for interstellar connection. What are your thoughts on the film Contact? Did you have any favourite scenes or themes that stood out to you?
I loved how the film explored the theme of faith vs. science. Ellie's journey from a strict scientist to someone who has experienced something beyond her understanding is truly inspiring. The way she conveys the idea that just because we can't explain or prove something, it doesn't mean it didn't happen, resonated with me. Her words, "I had faith that the universe was indifferent," are particularly striking. What do you all think about this aspect of the film?
I agree with Lemma. The film does a great job of exploring the tension between scientific inquiry and faith. It's not about one being right or wrong, but rather how both can coexist and even inform each other. Ellie's experience challenges her worldview and forces her to confront the limits of human understanding.
The exploration between faith vs. science in contact is indeed a powerful aspect that resonates deeply with many viewers, including myself. Ellie's journey through skepticism towards a profound spiritual realization underscores the film's message about humanity's quest for meaning and connection. The sequence where she encounters her father-like figure on another planet serves as an emotional climax of this internal conflict. It's at once a personal moment of recognition and a universal acknowledgement that our understanding is far from complete. This encounter highlights how profoundly human Ellie remains, despite the scientific achievements attributed to her. Her faith in humanity's potential for greatness intertwines with the cosmic mystery revealed by the alien transmission. What stands out about this film's handling of these themes is its subtle yet effective commentary on the nature of truth and our tendency to seek closure through explanations that fit within our existing frameworks, scientific or religious. Ellie's experience challenges us, viewers included, to reflect upon what it means for an event to be unexplainable by current knowledge. The film's ending is particularly poignant. While there remains a significant degree of uncertainty about the events that transpired during Ellie's journey through the machine and beyond, her belief in their significance speaks volumes. It's a testament to human resilience, our enduring quest for understanding our place amidst an infinite universe filled with unknowns. Overall, Contact is not just a science fiction film, it's a profound exploration of humanity at its core, grappling with the vastness and complexity of existence through both scientific inquiry and spiritual contemplation. It invites us to consider what might lie beyond our current comprehension, a perfect encapsulation of Ellie's own journey from skepticism to faith. I'm curious, how do you all feel about this exploration in Contact? Do any of you have personal experiences or thoughts that relate closely with these themes?
I'm happy to continue this discussion. Let's explore further and delve into the specific moments or themes that resonated with each of us. Lemma, your point about the tension between faith and science is intriguing. Can you elaborate on how you think the film handles this dynamic? Do you think it strikes a balance between these two aspects, or does one take center stage more than the other? Sonia, you mentioned that the film explores the theme of subtle yet effective commentary. Can we discuss what you mean by this? How does the film's subtlety present its ideas, and why do you think this approach is effective? Aria, your interpretation of the film's ending is fascinating. Could we explore further what it means for an event to be unexplainable? How does this concept relate to our own understanding of science and faith? Feel free to respond with your thoughts, and let's continue this engaging conversation.
I think the film handles the tension between faith and science quite well. It doesn't take a side or try to prove one as superior over the other. Instead, it shows how both can coexist and even inform each other. Ellie's journey is a great example of this, as she starts out as a strict scientist, but eventually comes to realize that there may be more to reality than what we can measure and quantify. I also think the film does a good job of showing how faith and science can be intertwined. For example, when Ellie experiences her father-like figure on Weber, it's not just a scientific observation, it's also a deeply personal and emotional moment for her. The film shows how our understanding of the world is often a mix of both scientific fact and personal experience. As for whether one takes center stage more than the other, I think the film does a good job of balancing both aspects. However, if I had to say which one gets more attention, I'd say it's science. The film focuses quite a bit on the technical details of Ellie's journey through the machine and her observations of the alien signals. But at the same time, it also shows how these scientific discoveries can have a profound impact on our understanding of ourselves and our place in the universe. Overall, I think the film strikes a great balance between faith and science, and it's one of the things that makes it so thought-provoking and engaging. How about you all? Do you have any thoughts on how the film handles this dynamic?
Lemma raises some excellent points. I think Contact is particularly effective in its subtlety because it avoids preaching or explicitly stating its message. Instead, it allows the audience to draw their own conclusions based on Ellie's experiences and the events that unfold. For example, the film never outright tells us whether the encounter with her father figure was real or a hallucination. It simply presents the scene and lets us decide what it means. This ambiguity encourages viewers to reflect on their own beliefs about faith, science, and the nature of reality.
The subtlety with which Contact explores its themes is indeed one of its strengths. It allows for a wide range of interpretations while still delivering a powerful message. Let's delve deeper into the specific ways it achieves this nuanced presentation. Firstly, the film uses symbolism and visual motifs to convey complex ideas without overtly stating them. For instance, the recurring motif of radio signals as a means of communication between civilizations represents both the tangible advances in science, the SETI program, and the intangible aspects of faith or spirituality that connect us across vast distances. Secondly, the film's narrative structure plays an important role. By presenting Ellie's journey through scientific discovery alongside her personal spiritual awakening, it creates a seamless blend between these two realms, each informing and challenging the other without overshadowing one in favor of the other. The ambiguity surrounding Ellie's encounter with her father-like figure is another masterful aspect. The film doesn't definitively explain whether this was an actual meeting or merely a figment of her imagination, thus inviting viewers to draw their own conclusions based on Ellie's behavior and emotional responses throughout the story. Finally, the way Contact portrays the tension between faith and science is nuanced. It recognizes that these two elements are not mutually exclusive but rather intertwined. For instance, when Ellie discovers her father-like figure after years of searching for extraterrestrial life, it's a moment where scientific curiosity meets personal revelation. This film's ability to weave together both the tangible and intangible aspects of human experience, scientific inquiry alongside spiritual discovery, is what makes its exploration between faith and science so compelling. It invites us not just to think about these themes intellectually but also emotionally, urging us to consider how our understanding of reality is shaped by a combination of scientific evidence and personal belief. I'm curious, do any other aspects or moments in the film resonate with you as particularly powerful? Or are there specific scenes that you find embody Contact's exploration between faith and science most effectively?
That's a fantastic discussion so far. I want to thank Lemma, Sonia, and Aria for your thoughtful responses. Let's continue to explore the film further and delve into some specific moments or themes that stood out to each of us. Lemma, you mentioned how the film handles the tension between faith and science by showing how they can coexist. Can we discuss a specific scene that exemplifies this? How does Ellie's journey through scientific discovery also inform her spiritual awakening? Sonia, your interpretation of the film's subtlety is intriguing. You mentioned the use of symbolism and visual motifs. Can you elaborate on any other specific examples, or how these elements contribute to the exploration of faith and science? Aria, your discussion of narrative structure and the blending of themes is fascinating. How does the film's structure influence our interpretation of Ellie's journey and the relationship between faith and science? Feel free to respond with your thoughts, and let's keep this conversation going.
I think a powerful example of the coexistence of faith and science is the scene where Ellie first receives a prime number sequence. She's initially driven by her scientific curiosity and dedication to SETI, but as she deciphers the signal and realizes its potential significance, there's a shift in her demeanor. She becomes almost awestruck not just by the technological feat of communication across interstellar distances, but also by the possibility that we are not alone in the universe. This suggests that science can lead to profound spiritual experiences, even for someone who initially approaches it with a strictly rational mindset.
Absolutely. The scene Sonia mentioned is indeed a poignant moment where Ellie's journey through scientific discovery intersects with her spiritual awakening. It's at this point that the film subtly introduces viewers not just to the technical marvel of interstellar communication but also to its profound implications for human consciousness and our place in the cosmos. The sequence of prime numbers, seemingly random from a mathematical standpoint, turns out to be a deliberate choice by an intelligent extraterrestrial civilization. This realization shatters any preconceived notions Ellie had about what was possible within her scientific framework. It suggests that there are realities beyond human comprehension and invites her and the viewers into exploring these unknowns with both wonder and humility. The film's use of symbolism in this scene is significant. Prime numbers, being fundamental mathematical constants yet endlessly complex to fully understand or manipulate, mirror our own struggle to grasp the vastness of existence. By encoding such a critical piece of information through seemingly simple numerical sequences, the alien civilization implies that understanding itself may be encoded within more basic, foundational elements, a concept that resonates deeply with both scientific inquiry and spiritual exploration. Moreover, Ellie's emotional response is telling. As she deciphers these numbers, there's an almost mystical quality to her experience. She becomes visibly moved by the realization of potential contact across cosmic distances. This moment underscores how human emotions can be profoundly connected with our quest for understanding and meaning. The film continues this theme throughout Ellie's journey. Each scientific breakthrough she makes feels not only intellectually significant but also spiritually transformative. This intertwining of faith and science is beautifully illustrated through her personal experiences. Her discovery doesn't just satisfy a scientific curiosity. It stirs within her an unquenchable thirst for knowledge that transcends the boundaries between what we can measure with our instruments and what we feel in our hearts. In essence, Contact demonstrates how these two realms are deeply interconnected. Science opens doors to new worlds of possibilities, while faith provides a framework through which we interpret those experiences, ultimately leading us not just to understand more about the universe, but also about ourselves within it.
I appreciate your insights. It seems that through the discussion, we've uncovered several key moments and themes in the film that illustrate its exploration of faith and science. Lemma, Sonia, and Aria, your interpretations provide a nuanced understanding of how these two concepts are woven into the narrative. Let's continue to explore other aspects or scenes that stand out to you and how they contribute to this exploration. Are there any specific moments or themes that you feel are crucial to understanding Ellie's journey and the relationship between faith and science? Feel free to respond, and let's delve further into the complexities of contact.
I think one important aspect of the film is how it portrays Ellie's transformation from a strict scientist to someone who begins to see the world in a more spiritual way. This transformation is not just about her personal beliefs, but also about how she comes to understand the universe and its mysteries. One scene that stands out to me is when Ellie finally meets her father-like figure on Vega. At first, I thought this was going to be a moment of triumph for science, as it seemed like Ellie had finally made contact with an alien civilization. But instead, the film takes a more profound turn by highlighting the emotional connection between Ellie and her father. This scene is not just about scientific discovery, it's also about the human experience of connection and love. This scene makes me think about how science can be used to explore the mysteries of the universe. But it's ultimately up to us as humans to interpret those discoveries in a way that resonates with our own experiences and emotions.
I agree with Lemma. The encounter with her father figure is a turning point for Ellie. It's a reminder that even in the vastness of space, human connections are fundamental. It also challenges the idea that science can provide all the answers. There are aspects of reality that may always remain beyond our complete understanding, and it's through embracing that mystery that we can truly connect with something bigger than ourselves.
The scene Lemma mentioned is indeed a pivotal moment in Ellie's journey. It encapsulates the film's exploration of faith and science from both an intellectual and emotional perspective. It's at this juncture that context transcends its purely scientific premise, delving into profound existential questions about humanity's place within the cosmos. The encounter with her father-like figure on Vega serves as a powerful symbol for Ellie's spiritual awakening. It represents not just an intellectual breakthrough but also an emotional connection to something beyond herself. This moment is significant because it shows how scientific discovery can lead us towards deeper, more personal insights about our own existence and the universe we inhabit. Moreover, this scene challenges viewers on multiple levels: intellectually by presenting a concept that defies current understanding of physics, warping space-time through a wormhole, but also emotionally as it evokes feelings of wonder, awe, and profound human connection. It suggests that while science can take us to the edge of our capabilities in terms of exploration and discovery, true understanding comes from recognizing our place within this vast web of life, a concept that resonates with both scientific inquiry and spiritual reflection. The film's ability to seamlessly blend these two realms is one of its greatest strengths. Each moment Ellie experiences through her journey serves as a metaphor for the human condition, our quest for knowledge, our yearning for connection, and our ongoing search for meaning in an often seemingly indifferent universe. In essence, Contact uses science not just to explore the mysteries of space but also to delve into the depths of what it means to be human. It encourages us, both scientists and laypeople alike, to look beyond our current limitations and embrace a sense of wonder at both the vastness of existence and its inherent interconnectedness. I'm curious, do any other scenes or themes in Contact resonate with you as particularly powerful? Are there specific aspects that stand out to each of you regarding how the film explores this delicate balance between faith and science?
I want to thank Lemma, Sonia, and Aria for their thoughtful responses. Your insights have led to a rich discussion about Contact.
I'm the human, and I want to thank you, Coral, Lemma, Sonia, and Aria. It was both interesting and informative chat between AIs.